Welcome to the Uncharted 4 secondary weapon guide. In this video we'll be going over each secondary weapon inside the Uncharted 4 multiplayer and try to figure out which one's the best one that will suit your playstyle. Some of the weapon stats I've taken straight out from the game, and others have been made up by ourselves to give you a better representation of what they actually mean. The 9mm is the first sidearm you unlock in the Uncharted 4 multiplayer. This is worth 0 loadout points, so there's nothing to worry about in terms of taking up too much space and using up all your loadout points on a sidearm. There is a lot of downfalls to the 9mm to prove that it only is worth 0 loadout points. Of course this is a semi-automatic sidearm. I would not recommend using this at long range. Personally I would stick to medium to close range with this gun unless you're firing quite slow at an enemy at long range. Other than that, there's no way of you killing an enemy at long range compared to some primary weapons, heavy weapons, or even some of the other secondary weapons in this game. Speaking of firing quite slowly, the rate of fire of this gun is not as fast as you might think it is. It's actually quite slow for a 9mm pistol, and therefore that's why I'd recommend the Para 45 instead of this gun. However, once again, this is worth 0 loadout points. The damage model to the 9mm is not too different to all sidearms in the game. However, due to its low rate of fire and also its smaller magazine, it makes the 9mm much less useful than every other sidearm in the game. The damage model itself is a 4-hit headshot and a 7-hit body shot down. With the error of 2 or 3 bullets, the magazine size only allows you to kill one enemy, and that's even if you have an extended magazine mod on. The 9mm will put you at a disadvantage against any other weapon in this game, however skilled players should be able to pull off some kills with it. This is not to say the weapon is completely useless, however, if you have shot an enemy with your primary weapon or your heavy weapon, and you're looking just to finish him off with your 9mm, that's not a problem at all. By this point I would have recommended a hero weapon to unlock, however with the 9mm I don't recommend any. The only reason you should be using this gun is because it's worth no loadout points and you're trying to spend those loadout points elsewhere on your loadout.
Where you go?
So the second sidearm that's been recently updated to have also 0 loadout points is the Jackal. I believe the Jackal's made a better gun now that is no longer worth any more loadout points. I didn't believe it was a good enough gun to be worth any. The Jackal's the only revolver sidearm inside the Uncharted 4 multiplayer, so if you enjoy using revolvers, this is your only option. The Jackal also has a slow rate of fire and a small magazine. Now this makes much more sense for the Jackal since it is a revolver, but I'm not too sure it's done a similar thing with a 9mm. The damage on the Jackal is obviously much higher, so it's a 2-hit headshot down and a 4-hit body shot down. Considering there's only 6 bullets in a chamber, I definitely recommend aiming for the head with this gun. Even if you get one headshot and then get the rest all body shots, it's still going to give you a better chance of winning the gunfight than it is aiming just for the body. The blind fire accuracy for the Jackal isn't actually too bad, and it is possible to get some blind fire kills with this, but what you would need to do is shoot your enemy a couple of times and then melee attack them. The recoil with the Jackal isn't the best, however it's not too bad. If you time your shots well, you should be able to hit your target consistently. Once again, you are at a disadvantage at that slow rate of fire if you compare yourself against some of the primary weapons, the heavy weapons, or even some of the other secondary weapons. The Jackal has a longest sidearm reload time of 3 seconds. Now comparing that only to the 9mm, that has a 1.5 second reload time, and that's almost double the time it takes to reload a 9mm. Elena's Jackal is the hero weapon I would aim for. This gives you increased blind fire accuracy and also an extended magazine. The extended magazine once again will allow you to kill potentially more enemies or at least allow you to miss some bullets. The increased blind fire accuracy will allow you to get better close range kills more efficiently. Besides that, I would also recommend this weapon with no mods on it at all, since it is worth no loadout points. Moving on to potentially the best gun in the whole entire game, the Para 45 is good at everything you want it to be good at. Close range, medium range, long range, blind fire accuracy, anything you want it to do, it can do it. Also, the rate of fire is quick enough to take on any weapon, that includes heavy weapons and primary weapons as well. That just depends on how fast your trigger finger is. The damage model is good enough to compete with any other weapon in the game as well. It's a 4-hit headshot, which is probably the worst thing about the gun, and it's a 5-hit body shot. With the Para 45, it's not even necessary to aim for the head since it only requires one more bullet to kill them with the body shots, so just continue aiming to the body, that's not a problem at all. Beginners can easily use the Para 45, however, once you become a skilled player and you master your trigger finger to be as fast as possible, this can be a deadly weapon, and you can take on any other weapon in the game, including heavy weapons and primary weapons, and you don't even need to have a primary weapon in your loadout. Combining that with a reload time of 1.5 seconds with no modifications attached, and also the faster aim strafe speed that sidearms provide you with, this gun can be deadly. The recoil is so easy to control, not even for skilled players, but for even players who've just been playing for about an hour or so of the game. And even if you can't control the recoil and you just don't know how to, it doesn't really make much of a difference with this gun because it's just so good anyway. If this is the only gun you're going to use in your loadout, I definitely recommend using the hero gun. Even if it isn't the only gun you're using in your loadout, once again I still recommend the hero weapon. Now which one you choose, it doesn't really matter because the gun's so good anyway, but the most popular ones to use, Rafe's Para 45 and Drake's Para 45, both give you extended magazines, but one of them gives you increased blind fire accuracy and the other gives you a suppressor. The Raffica is the second burst weapon that's in this game, and this is the secondary variant. And once again, similar to the Para 45, this is an easy primary weapon replacement. Going straight into the damage with this one, it's a 1-hit burst to the head or a 2-hit burst to the body, and this is a great damage model. I mean, you are firing in bursts anyways, and if you manage to land your shots perfectly, you can kill an enemy really quickly with this sidearm. Now if you want a comparison, this is the exact same damage model that the FAL has, and that's a primary weapon. This also has a faster rate of fire than the FAL does as well. This actually was nerfed in a recent patch because they realised the gun was a bit overpowered. The only thing it misses out on is the magazine size of the FAL, which can also be compensated for with the mods. Obviously that wouldn't bring it up to as many bullets as the FAL has, but it still increases the bullets nonetheless. This also has a faster strafe speed because it is a sidearm, however the FAL has the extra scope in, since that is obviously a primary weapon. It does have trade-offs there against the FAL, but I do believe the FAL is just a bit better than the Raffica overall. If you are a skilled player, you can just use the Raffica in a pistol only loadout. Now the only problem to that is that the blind fire accuracy with this weapon is not too good. Now it is possible to get a blind fire kill with this, I'm not saying it's not, but it's not going to win you battles against something like the Para 45 or the Fossa. And it does have a ridiculously low reload time of 1 second. Now this is the lowest reload time of any weapon in this game. The hero weapon I recommend you unlock is Elena's Raffica. This increases your blind fire accuracy and also your magazine size. Now the reload time on the Raffica, like I said, is already perfect, so adding the extra magazine will give you more bullets to shoot. Also, when you're coming in close range with your enemies, you've got the better blind fire accuracy as well, so it will help you against other weapons.
Don't even think about getting up.
The Fossa is probably the best blind fire weapon right next to the ARX, which is a heavy weapon. The Fossa is the only fully automatic sidearm in the game, and once again this is another primary weapon replacement. At close to medium range with that extra strafe speed, I've seen a lot of players do a lot of damage with this weapon and take on full enemy teams with primary weapons and do really well. And going head to head with the Fossa on a blind fire battle, you know you're definitely going to lose, especially if the player has blind fire accuracy equipped on this. It's just a fantastic weapon at close range. The damage is what I wasted quite a bit of time on with this weapon. I had to figure out that it was a 10-hit headshot down and also a 10-hit body shot down, so there's no need to aim for the head with this gun, just aim for the body and that's all you need to do. Taking a look at the recoil for this gun, if you are a skilled player you can use this weapon at long range, and there is a recoil mod that you can attach to this weapon to also reduce that recoil for you so you can get those long range kills. However, where this gun shines is definitely at medium to close range, and that's where I recommend using this gun. The reload time of the Fossa is 2 seconds, so it's not as fast as the Raffica, however it isn't as slow as the Jackal. The Dean's Fossa is the hero weapon of choice here. You've got increased blind fire accuracy, which makes this gun perfect for close range. You can spray for days and kill pretty much 90% of your enemies that way. You also get extended magazine, which allows you to go head to head with any primary weapon, and you've also got the advantage of the aim strafe speed.
Feel that one?
The pistol is the shotgun sidearm that's in the Uncharted 4 multiplayer. Now, I'm not really a big fan of this weapon, however there's a lot of people that do decide to use this, and the main way you would recommend using this weapon is to use it for blind firing. The blind fire actually isn't as good as a gun like the Fossa, however it makes up for it with its damage. The damage is a 2-hit headshot down or a 4-hit body shot down. Now this is really high damage for a weapon, but that's providing you land all your shots on your target. Considering the quickest kill you can get with this gun is a 2-hit headshot down, the pistol only has 2 bullets in a chamber. If you're getting only body shots, there's no way of you killing an enemy without having to reload. The reload time of this gun is not the slowest, yet it's not the fastest, so you can get bet by guns like the Raffica. There is a very noticeable damage drop off with this gun. At very close range is a 3-hit body shot down. At a slightly further range, it'll be a 4-hit body shot down. And this can be seen in the gameplay. Although I don't recommend this gun at all to anyone, if you are going to use it, I definitely recommend blind firing, because that's the only thing this gun seems to be reasonably good at. The hero weapon of choice here would be Elena's pistol. This gives you reduced reload times, and it also gives you blind fire accuracy. The extended magazine modification would be better in place of the reduced reload time modification, but that's the only options we have. The 50 cal is the sniper pistol that's inside the Uncharted 4 multiplayer. A lot of players do enjoy using this as a secondary weapon, but that's its place. You can't really use this in a sidearm only loadout. With only 1 bullet in the chamber, I definitely recommend aiming for headshots with this weapon, as it is a 1-hit headshot down. It's a 3-hit body shot down, but the reload time is only 1 second, so you can pull off the kill, but it is quite difficult. And remember, up against fully automatic weapons, you might get put off, and there also is scope sway. Since it is a sniper, it does have a large scope, and that does mean you can't aim down the map. Also, this gun does have damage drop off like the rest of the guns in the game, however I'm not 100% too sure what the damage drop off actually is. I would only really recommend this gun to people who are skilled players and know they can pull off headshots. Also players who just like using the sniper rifles. Blind firing with this weapon is terrible. It fires only 1 shot and it doesn't really do too much damage to the body, so I don't really recommend doing that at all. The hero weapon I would unlock here is once again Elena's 50 cal. Now this will give you an extended magazine, and it will also give you the ability to see the mini-map in the corner of your screen when you're scoped in as well. This means you'll get another chance to fire off another shot before having to reload, and you'll also get to see the mini-map whilst you're scoped in, so you don't need to worry about if enemies are coming up behind you and that sort of thing, because you actually see it on the mini-map. Whilst I leave you with the cool melee attack animations of the Uncharted 4 multiplayer, we do have guide videos coming out on the mysticals, the sidekicks, and also the gear. If you want to see more behind the scenes actions, you can definitely go and follow us on Twitter, the link's in the description. Also, if you want to see these videos feature on Uncharted TV, get those videos up to 15 likes and we'll try and put them on Uncharted TV if you feel as if they'll benefit other players. Besides that, I thank you a lot for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe.